The picture on your screen was sent to me on Twitter by a viewer. It was taken from the Instagram profile of a company called Gorsad. I might be mispronouncing that. As you can see, we've got a star there, a particular star, and a young woman of ambiguous age. This is an offshoot of Balenciaga. I'm not going to pretend to know that I've everything about the connections yet. The only reason I am telling you about this and making this little preface intro video for you now is because something funny happened. When I started to receive images like this, right, and it's not just this one I received, guys. I've received worse. Things like this. You see? Children suffocating to death, nooses, children. And by the way, most of these models, we don't know their ages. Many of them are going to be of age, but we did confirm in my last video that there are what seems to be most certainly children. One boy and one girl that I could tell. I have to fact check that. I haven't followed up on it yet. By the time I do, this video will already be out. But the suffocation theme and the general harming of children in multiple different ways, right? That's a theme we see over and over and over again, which I covered in my last video. Along with the Satanism, along with the, well, you know the story, right? If you don't, just check out my last videos or my entire series on Balenciaga, but that's the funny part. I could have sworn, after I started getting all of these images getting sent to me on Twitter, of course, it kind of started to blow up. It bothered me. I could have sworn I heard that name before, and I started to realize, I think I might have put this in one of my videos, like right when Balenciaga first started to happen, when I was doing my videos on it about Balenciaga and Rachel Chandler. Those are all up on Rockfin and BitChute. So I looked for it. And lo and behold, I found it. It turns out I covered Gorsad, and God knows what that. I knew it was fucked up. I knew it was significant. But with all the other crazy information that was still coming out at that time, I mean, this was right after we found a lot of Volkovas. Very, quickly after that. The point is, it's kind of funny to look back to see what I found and not quite be able to get that amplified because I didn't fully see it for what it is myself. They have so many disgusting images that I just didn't, I wasn't able to get through it when I first saw them. So anyway, I'm just going to upload that from the original today, right now. By the way, I didn't upload it to begin with. It was one of those hangout streams. That's why we do that occasionally. They're not exactly works of art or genius. They're just supposed to be fun. So that's why I didn't actually get that up. And I should have, because Gorsad was in it, and maybe a more observant viewer than myself. The dude that made the video would have caught Gorsad, We could have started on him earlier, but oh well. And I did find some more shady Instagram. I'm not going to pretend that these are super significant. I'm not entirely sure what to make of them yet, but I'm going to pull it up anyway because they are connected to the people connected to Balenciaga. I believe the route I took to get here was Hood by Air. I believe I started looking into Hood by Air because I believe like Gosha, the accused pedo, was affiliated with them. The list goes on, but let me pull that up right now. I think it's some creepy shit, but I think it just might be like, I don't know what to make of it. I'll show you guys in a sec, and you can judge for yourself. Who the fuck was it? Oh, that's what. It was, Gorsad Kiev. Gorsad Kiev. Gorsad Kiev. One word. Yeah, Gorsad Kiev.official is who I found today. So again, I think this is, right now I don't have any crazy damning information other than like a few familiar names are connected to them. So I'll show you on Instagram real quick. Once again, I am live on YouTube and shit. If it's easier, if you want to actually see what I'm showing everybody. So the first thing that stands out to me is it says it's a reborn account, and it just makes me wonder why like a totally normal modeling agency would worry about like getting banned. I imagine that that's what they mean by reborn, right? Little bit of a reach, but that's just, my first thought that comes to mind. There is a bunch of satanic imagery here, but I can't tell if it's normal edge posting, shit posting, trying to be like, I don't know, market edgy shit to teens, or if it's more than that. The models are definitely mad young. I haven't confirmed like who they are. Lots of bondage, right? Lots of, choking. We see blood. These people really like blood. No, I don't look. I mean, I've read all of the Q posts. I was there when Q first started, like his first thread back in 2017. I personally don't follow him because I'm suspicious. I don't trust anyone that's like anonymous online. Obviously, some of his shit has come out to be true, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously he had a lot to say about the whole Rachel Chandler thing. But the thing about Q in that situation was, I don't know why, I thought it was sketchy that Q kind of like pretended that we didn't already know about her at that time. However, you know, whatever Q is, whoever Q is, whether he's a legit white hat insider or if he's just some dweeb that's stringing everyone along and trolling everyone, some of the information is good, right? Some of the information is good. Hillary Clinton in Guantanamo Bay, her passport being revoked, like kind of sketchy. Here we have another airtight bag, a dude wrapped up in that airtight bag, sort of like Lana Volkova's page. It's kind of gross, right, guys? I mean, you know, we have themes over and over and over again. We got the suffocation theme, blood, bloodied face, black eyes. We've got bondage, handcuffs, a noose. A noose was pictured here. We know Bianca likes nooses. A lot of these people like nooses. What do we have here? Is that a teddy bear? These people fucking love teddy bears, man. It's killing me, you know? I have heard that Q is a CIA creation from decades ago. I don't remember where I heard that or the details behind it. Who's to say? I'll tell you what, though. It's not that Asian dude with a fucking cowboy hat. You know what I mean? We can only hope that that dude is a white hat. I am too pessimistic. Too much of a cynic to believe that. Here's a noose as a heart. And I forget, I mean, they have a shit ton of pictures, but the satanic imagery, I think, is towards the bottom. I can't tell. Yeah, I just feel like the rhetoric that Q promoted, like, what was his favorite thing to say? Was like, sit back and enjoy the show. Like, I'm sorry, but like sitting back isn't going to solve anything, right? Like, he essentially just asked us not to do anything. I got it covered. Definitely don't do anything. Like, don't peacefully protest. Like, don't do anything. White hats are in control, but they're not, though, because now we're domestic terrorists that tried to overthrow the Capitol building, right? Like, that's how we look. And I just feel like, I don't know, that's shitty. We're essentially mobilized and radicalized through QAnon. Now, that's the downsides of QAnon. I'm just spieling the downsides. Don't get me wrong, I was there for the whole thing, and there's plenty of good stuff. Number one, it cultivated a shit ton of amazing researchers, too, right? That's one thing. Here's one of the models.
Плотных таких курточках, типа вот такое как было, такое и осталось. Он очень пониженный уровень интеллекта у жителей.
That's what I believe election, honestly. I'm not happy to say it. I was hyped when Q first started, but we got used. Yeah. Like, again, I'm not saying that this is anything super suspicious. Obviously, the imagery is sketch as fuck, and it's very close to the type of imagery that we're kind of on the lookout for, right? Or not even just on the lookout for, but accustomed to seeing. So I got to this page through Hood by Air. And, you know, I put the tinfoil hat on for this one. I figured Hood by Air, Hood by Air, air. What else could be by air? You know what I'm saying? Schizo mode, I know, but like, you know, you gotta question these things, you know? So let's see who these fuckers are following. So the first thing that stands out is this, I wonder if Gosha is actually involved in this. So anyway, the first person that Gorsad Kiev official follows, Kiev, right, the Kiev, is Gosha Rubchinsky, the PEDO that asked for dick pics from those underage boys that he was totally just a normal photographer of. Now, a lot of the past few days, guys, I'm overwhelmed. That's why I can barely string a sentence together and decided I'm just going to have like a fun rant sesh right now. You know what I mean? So maybe I missed it. It could be that this is Ghosh's company or he's affiliated heavily with them. But nonetheless, right off the bat, you have them following a pedo, right? Who else are they following? So this is interesting. Didn't notice this before, guys. Look who else they're following. Lolita Princess. Lolita Princess. Now, it's got an anime profile picture. So I have a lot of those anime dweebs, no offense, anime is pretty good. Some anime. But you can't tell me that the whole waifu thing, right? You know, that bridge is dangerously close to, what do they call that? Something with an S. Right? It's basically like cheese pizza pornography like content in cartoon form, right? So a lot of the anime guys with anime profile avatars, you know, they're all like 14-year-old anime characters. That doesn't mean everyone's a PEDO. What I'm saying is that there's an overlap there because the waifu avatars tend to be representative of like characters that are mad fucking young. And Lolita is, of course, we know, slang for little girl. After all, Jeffrey Epstein's plane was dubbed the Lolita Express. Have you ever noticed that his plane, Epstein's plane, was Lolita Express? His ranch in New Mexico was Zorro Ranch. And Zorro, right, the guy with the mask? Zorro's wife or girlfriend, her name was Lolita, right? So let's click on Lolita Princess to see what she has to offer. My guess is she does all the popular TikTok dances in a short skirt and does the face where their eyes roll into the back of their head in some type of like attempt to make guys like it. Some do, I guess. So let's see, Princess or Lolita Princess. Okay, so she's fairly popular. There it is, TikTok. 15 million on TikTok. Lolita Princess, 15 million on TikTok. And here she is. Just like a younger girl with, like, just envision a typical girl's TikTok that's popular. This is what the account is. So it's not like the PEDO meaning of Lolita. I don't know. It kind of is, though. It's hard to explain exactly what that means, but... just going through her followers. I think we should go back to Gorda or whatever. Gorsad. Who else did they follow? Lots of Russian peeps, lots of peeps from Ukraine. I love the one user's name, Drug User 555. Shoutouts to Drug User 555. This guy's name is Alpha Pussy, and he's got the Ukraine flag. Alpha Pussy 666 stands for Ukraine. Wild shit. Definitely younger people. Lots of younger people that this guy is following. I suppose you need to. How else are you going to find underage kids to take photographs of, right? You have to follow them first. She's not that young. Her profile picture just looked mad young. All right, where did I get the connections to this, though? I have it written down as Hood by Air. Kanye, or Ye, follows Hood by Air. Hood by Air follows Walter Pierce. Walter Pierce partners with Rachel Chandler. Rachel Chandler, pizza-related conspiracy. Hood by Air follows Blair Broll, who is a casting agent and a model scout. Blair Broll follows Identity Models. Identity Models is the new name for Jeffrey Epstein's old modeling agency, MC Squared. All right, so time to go down Hood by Air. See what up. See what up. If you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate it. Please hit the thumbs up for me, even though we're just fucking around and you're listening to me rant as I research fucking creeps. It does help algorithmically, rebuild. A lot of you are new, so my YouTube just looks like a barren wasteland. It's not how it used to be. I used to have 24,000 subscribers there, and all of my good content is on BitChute, Rockfin, etc. Hit the link in my bio for all those links. So we've got the website, Hood by Air. Hood by Air is a high fashion brand based in New York City, first launched in 2006. The brand was co-founded by designers Shane Oliver and Raul Lopez. Hood by Air is notable for its collectively driven creative output, collaborating with a large network of artists, performers, and other figures in New York. Yeah, we know. Helmut Lang, okay. Fashion shows and art collection. Let's do a Control F. See if there's any Balenciaga in there. No, there's not. Doesn't matter though, because a lot of the people that collaborate with Hood by Air collaborate with Balenciaga. Brand collaborations, Cash App, Fox, Gentle Monster. Oh, Virgil Abloh. All right. It's a real shame. Everyone that we were looking into, we had a very small window of time to research these people's Instagram. They privated everything. Like I told you, I forget who it was. It was either Lada Volkova or someone else, but someone messaged me on Instagram and it showed the before and after. It showed how many posts they have before, and then after, they literally deleted like 100 of them within a fucking hour, right? And the images they kept up were awful. Imagine the ones they deleted, right? Yeah, I did actually. If you're talking about me, he must have gotten hit by the great YouTube purge of 2020. Yeah, that was me. Yep. That shit sucked, man. I lost like, if it wasn't for the core group of people that are like probably watching me right now, I don't even know. I wouldn't have stopped, but like, you guys kept it going because at least you guys like made the streams more entertaining, because I spent so long with like no viewers, right? That's how a YouTube channel starts. And this requires a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of info to memorize with very little payoff at the beginning. So it wasn't until like 2 years into my career doing this that, I gained any traction. And then to finally have it all come down at 24,000, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, just destroyed, right? Not to mention they take all your money that you made too. I'm not in it for the money, but it's like people donate, you know what I mean? Not that I ever necessarily ask, right? Sometimes they just donate unsolicited. It's like, you want to at least put it to use. But they take that shit because I didn't withdraw it like before I got banned, There's too many people to really go in here and like, I just wanted to see if there's like a big name that pops up like right off the bat. ID Japan, we know ID is like a big deal. All these people. But yeah, that was shortly after I collaborated with Mouthy Buddha on the Pedogate stuff. It was shortly after that that I got banned, because the agreement that we had was like Mouthy Buddha didn't want his channel to be banned. And, whoa. So if you recall, Pedogate 2020 Part 3, when he said the people's names, he would give them nicknames. Like James would be Jim, Geo, Forbes was just Geo, BB, Bianca was Beth. And the plan was the documentary would direct people to my channel, and my channel would have the raw sources, the real names, the real source links and everything. Because I didn't mind taking, falling on the sword if it came down to it, just because I was so hyped to collaborate with him, But in the end, it didn't save either of us. He got banned and I got fucking banned. He lasted a little bit longer, I think.